Rajeshwari was delighted to see her. Arya bent down and touched her feet. Rajeshwari hugged her warmly. My child, tell me, how was your honeymoon? Just then, Trisha walked in from behind and said teasingly, Mom, before you ask anything else, look at sister-in-law's neck. The marks from their honeymoon are clearly visible. Arya immediately lowered her head. She knew those marks weren't from love, they were from force. A little while later, Rudraksha, his father, and grandmother also came downstairs. Grandmother looked weak and was walking slowly with the servants' support. Arya went near her and touched her feet. How are you feeling now? Grandmother looked at her carefully. I'm fine now that I've seen you. But tell me, how was your honeymoon? Arya came out of the kitchen with Trisha and stood there quietly. The moment Rajeshwari's eyes fell on her, her expression stiffened. Arya immediately understood that something was wrong today. Still, she nervously walked toward her. Rajeshwari bent down and touched Yashwardhan's feet. He didn't say much, but Yashwardhan blessed her warmly. Pratiksha then said, Come everyone, let's have breakfast. Everyone gathered at the dining table and started eating. After breakfast, Grandma said she needed some rest. Arya, please help me to my room, she said. Arya quietly supported her and walked her to the room. She helped her lie down on the bed. Grandma then told her to close the door. Arya closed the door and walked back toward her. Suddenly, Rajeshwari slapped her hard across the face. Arya stared at her in shock, holding her cheek. Before she could react, Rajeshwari grabbed her hair roughly and said angrily, How dare you get close to my grandson Rudraksha? I told you to stay away from him. I know girls like you very well. You must want to become the mother of my grandson's child so you can secure your place in this house. But that will never happen while I am alive. Arya replied helplessly, I don't go near your grandson. He is the one who forces himself on me. Rajeshwari scolded her harshly. Don't lie. I know my grandson very well. He would never do such a thing. I forced him into this marriage. Otherwise, he never wanted to marry anyone. He's never even had an affair with any girl before. You must be the one seducing him. She handed Arya some tablets and said, Take these medicines. Arya quietly swallowed them. Rajeshwari continued coldly. Now that you are my grandson's wife, you should fulfill your duties as a daughter-in-law. My legs are hurting. Massage them. Arya silently began pressing her feet. Rajeshwari said with pride, Remember your position. You belong at my feet. Don't ever forget that. Arya felt deeply hurt. After a moment she asked sadly, If you had so many problems with me, then why did you get me married to your grandson? Why not someone else? Rajeshwari replied, It was my compulsion. Otherwise, I would never have married my grandson to a poor girl like you. My granddaughter-in-law should have been someone of our status. As Arya continued pressing her feet, memories of her life began filling her mind. Her mother had died when she was very young. To raise her, her father married again. In the beginning, her stepmother treated her lovingly in front of her father. But once he wasn't around, she showed her true colors. She beat Arya, tortured her, and treated her cruelly. Then one day, her father also passed away due to illness. After that, Arya became completely alone. Her stepmother left no chance to make her life miserable. Finally, Arya started working at a club to earn money, while her stepmother lived comfortably using her earnings. Finally, her stepmother sold her to Rajeshwari. Rajeshwari never liked her, and Rudraksha, well, Arya had never imagined that she would end up with someone like him as her husband. But now she was forced to live in that house with him for an entire year. She couldn't run away, and she couldn't even die. After seeing the way Rudraksha had killed those guards, she had even become afraid of death. Thinking about all this filled her eyes with tears. They rolled down her face and fell near Rajeshwari's feet. Rajeshwari noticed this, and a cruel smile appeared on her face. It wouldn't be wrong to say that Rudraksha had inherited his coldness from his grandmother. She also didn't care about anyone's emotions. After some time, Rudraksha came there looking for Arya. What are you doing here? He asked. Rajeshwari immediately changed her tone and said sweetly, My legs were hurting. Arya insisted on massaging them. I told her not to, but she didn't listen. Rudraksh nodded slightly. All right, Grandma, you should rest now. Then he looked at Arya. Come with me, I need to talk to you. He took Arya with him to their room. Rajeshwari was surprised by the change in his behavior. Inside the room, Rudraksh looked at Arya and said, You're doing a good job fulfilling your duties as a daughter-in-law, but what about keeping your husband happy? That's important too, sweetheart. Arya looked at him nervously. Kiss me, sweetheart, otherwise I will kiss you myself. With trembling hands, Arya slowly moved closer. Their eyes met. Rudraksh stared deeply into her eyes. Neither of them moved for a moment, then their lips touched. Arya couldn't understand why, but the intensity in his eyes made her heart race. She closed her eyes and tried to step back. Rudraksh held her waist and pulled her closer, kissing her again. But this time, the kiss wasn't harsh. He kissed her slowly and gently. While kissing her, his eyes remained open as he watched her face closely. After some moments, he stepped back and walked into the bathroom. Arya stood there in surprise. It was the first time Rudraksh had kissed her so gently. After some time, he came out. By then, Arya had curled up on the sofa and fallen asleep. Rudraksh quietly lifted her in his arms and placed her on the bed. For some reason, he suddenly thought that she wouldn't be comfortable sleeping on the sofa. It was the first time he had thought about Arya's comfort. Perhaps his feelings toward her were beginning to change, or maybe it was something else. The next morning, everything continued as usual. Arya helped Pratiksha prepare breakfast, while Rudraksh left for the office. Trisha spent some time with Arya before leaving for college. Later, Pratiksha also went out to meet her friends. Arya was left alone in the house. Sitting in her room, she took out some black paper and started sketching. She loved art very much, and Trisha liked her drawings too, so she had brought many art supplies for Arya. Meanwhile, Trisha was heading toward her class. At that moment, the door of an empty room slowly opened. Suddenly, someone grabbed Trisha's hand and pulled her inside, and the next moment the door closed behind them. The man pushed Trisha gently against the door and leaned close, starting to kiss her cheeks. Startled, Trisha bit his lip hard and pushed him away. But when she saw his face, her anger flared up. Why are you here? You scared me, and now look at what you did. Blood had started to appear where she had bitten him. Wiping it with his thumb, he smiled and said, Not bad, baby. I actually liked this wild side of yours. Thanks for the beautiful mark, but now it's my turn. He leaned closer to her lips. Trisha quickly closed her eyes and made a cute face. Please don't bite me. He kissed her warm cheeks and said softly, Whenever I think about doing something wild with you, your cute face makes me go soft. Trisha hugged him tightly. You can't do it, but I can.
She pressed her lips against his and started kissing him. He held her waist and pulled her closer. Both of them kissed each other passionately, completely forgetting that they were inside the storeroom. After some time, they finally pulled apart, breathing heavily, and sat down. Suddenly remembering something, Trisha threw her bag at him. Ouch! Have you gone mad? Why did you hit me? Trisha said angrily. After so many days, you finally remembered that you even have a girlfriend. I called you so many times, but you never answered. I thought you were angry with me, but you just ignored me. I don't want to talk to you anymore. She stood up to leave, but Vyom grabbed her hand, pulled her onto his lap, and gently tugged her cheek. You look even more adorable when you're angry, baby. And yes, you did call me, but I didn't get time to meet you. I'm not interested in your excuses, Trisha snapped. Vyom sighed and said, When brother-in-law Rudraksha went on his honeymoon, the entire workload at the office fell on me. That's why I couldn't make time for you. Before he could say anything else, Trisha slapped him on the cheek. Vyom looked shocked. What was that for? How dare you insult my brother? Trisha said angrily. If my brother finds out, he'll cut your tongue. Vyom rubbed his cheek dramatically. What bad luck I have. My brother teases me at the office, and now his sister beats me. Trisha rolled her eyes. He's my brother-in-law. Of course I'll defend him. Vyom laughed. Relax. I didn't mean it seriously. My boss is powerful enough already. I'm not in a hurry to die. Trisha gently touched his cheek. Did it hurt? Vyom nodded. Wait, I'll put medicine on it. but instead of medicine, she lightly kissed his cheek. Vyom smiled and said, "If the treatment is like this, I'm ready to get beaten every day." Trisha burst out laughing. Trisha and Vyom had been secretly dating for 3 years. They kept it hidden because Grandma didn't approve of love marriages. She wanted Trisha to marry a wealthy man so the family business would stay strong. "All right, I should go now. I'm already missing my class," Trisha said. "Okay, I'll wait for you in the parking lot." Vyom kissed her cheek. She ran out of the room. After her classes, Vyom took Trisha to watch a movie and they both enjoyed themselves a lot. Meanwhile, Arya was busy in her room painting. She became so absorbed in her work that she lost track of time. One after another, she completed several paintings. Finally, placing the last one aside, Arya sighed. "Finally, it's done." Just then, Rudraksha's voice came from behind her. "Wow, sweetheart, you've made such a beautiful painting. I didn't know you were this talented. But why are you painting these useless things? Your own husband is so handsome, you should paint me." Arya became nervous. "It's already very late. I've been painting for a long time, so my hands are hurting. Maybe I can paint you some other time." Rudraksha came close from behind and held her hand. "My wife's hands are hurting? Let me help with that." He suddenly squeezed her hand tightly. Arya cried out in pain. "Has the pain gone now, sweetheart, or should I help more?" he asked coldly. Arya was in even more pain now, but she quickly said, "I'll paint you." Rudraksha sat on the sofa like a king, staring at her intently. Arya picked up her brush with trembling hands and began painting his portrait. Fear made her hands shake, but she didn't dare complain. Nearly 2 hours passed. When the painting was finally complete, Arya felt as if her arm might break from exhaustion. She looked at Rudraksha, who had been sitting in the same position the entire time without showing any discomfort. She slowly placed the brush down and presented the painting to him. Rudraksha examined it carefully. "Perfect, sweetheart. I like it." He smiled. "And since I'm happy, you'll get a reward." Arya immediately said, "I don't want any gift." "But I will give you one," Rudraksha replied. "From today onward, your hands are my canvas. If you want to keep these beautiful hands safe, then remember one thing. You will only paint me. No one else, not even any object." Hearing this, Arya looked at him in surprise. She has already told Arya everything about her. He had taken something away, and now he wanted it. Arya should also give up her hobby. His obsession only increased with time. Arya said nothing. She just kept quiet. She lowers her eyelids. Rudraksha rests on her head, looks at the paintings and the paints kept there, picks up and starts throwing them at the paintings, due to which all the paintings get spoiled. Meanwhile, tears fell from Arya's eyes and fell on the ground. Painting. It was her world. In her free time, she tries to forget her pain. She would paint for her. Her dream was very good. She wanted to become a great artist, which now she may never be completed. Rudraksha wipes her tears and says, "Why are you crying, sweetheart? Did you not like my gift?" He starts pressing Arya's jaw. Arya sobs in pain and says, "Thank you, Rudraksha. Then why are there tears in your eyes? Tell me." Arya wipes her tears and says, "I am not crying."
"That's like, my good girl. You've made a painting. But now it's my turn. I have to paint too." Arya kept a paintbrush nearby. She picks it up and gives it to him. Rudraksha puts the brush on the table and says to me, "Not on canvas, but on your beautiful... I want to paint on my body, sweetheart." Arya's face frowned upon hearing this. Rudraksha is tied around his neck. He holds her hand and pulls her closer to him, and dipping his fingers in the color kept nearby, gently moves the neck, due to which Arya held her dress in her fist. She takes it and closes her eyes. Rudraksha is on the other side of his neck. He places his lips on Arya's. She presses it with her teeth. Her fingers are stained with the colors of Rudraksha and starts moving from the neck to the stomach. Arya is not hurt by his touch today. He couldn't resist her touch. She softly calls out Rudra's name.
So Rudraksha puts his fingers on her stomach, but he stops it and says, "Say my name." Sweetheart Arya biting her lips. How was she so at the touch of this man? Could she react? Did she go crazy? But touching the Rudraksha like this at this time, he was liking it. His mind was beyond his control. Rudraksha moans my name, sweetheart. That Arya, he picks her up and places her on the table. While applying color on her feet, he kissed her lips. He presses his lips together. Arya's hands go on his terms. She holds him tightly. Rudraksha was also completely lost in it at this time, had already been paid. He kisses her lips very sweetly. I don't know how long they will be together. They remain immersed in each other. Then a door opens. He knocks and they come to their senses. Rudraksha looked at the closed gate of the room with cold eyes. He looks at her. He's feeling very angry right now. He was getting Arya down from the table. Arya starts adjusting her clothes. As soon as Rudraksha opens the door, a girl comes and clings to him. Seeing this, Arya is shocked. Meanwhile, Rudraksha's eyes turn red with anger, pushes the girl back, and she falls down on the ground. Seeing this, Arya puts her hand over her mouth.